Hi everyone, in this lesson we will be going over how to solve some percentage questions. So we will begin by reviewing what a tape diagram and a ratio table is. In the question below it says, if 15% of a number is $6.75, what is the original number? So let's begin by writing a number sentence for this question first. 15% of means times a number, which we don't know, so we use the letter N. Is means equal to $6.75. As a reminder, whenever you see percent, it means out of 100. So let's see how it looks like on a calculator. 15% is actually 0.15. Why is that the case? Because out of 100 means divided by 100. So we can rewrite this number sentence as 0.15 times N equals to $6.75. To solve this question using a tape diagram, you should notice that at the very beginning is 0% and at the end is 100% because that's the end of the number line. And 0% is $0, meaning nothing. 100% is the number that we're looking for. So we know that 15% is $6.75. This is a proportional relationship, meaning that $6.75 to 15% should equal to N over 100%. So now let's solve it by cross product, which is multiplying diagonally. And as a reminder, 1/2 equals to 2/4. And if you cross multiply them, both will be 4. So cross product should create equal amount when the two numbers are multiplied together, which lead to the fact that 675 times 100 will equal to 15 times N, which if you remember multiplying by 100, which is a base 10 number, you basically just move the decimal place over based on the zeros you see in this question. So it will give you 675 equals to 15 times N. Using our facts family, I can also rewrite this question as 675 divided by 15 equals to N. And if you do this using long division or on the calculator, it will give you 45 as our final answer. So 100%, which is what we're looking for, will be $45. Now, another way to solve this question is using a ratio table, which you should know by now that that's my favorite. We have money comparing to percent, so those are the two variables you put in. And we know that from the question, 675 is 15%. And if we simplify this down to 5%, which we are dividing by 3, we will get $2.25. Now, notice how 5 can go into 100 directly by 20 times. So we can do the same thing on top by timesing it by 20. And again, that would also give us 45 as our final answer. Now let's begin with the tips question. Jenny had dinner with 4 friends last night. The bill was $95 and they decided to leave a 15% tip. So question A says, how much tip will they have to be paying? So how do you write a number sentence for this one? You want it 15%, which is the tip you're paying, off means times, of the $95. If you put 15% into the calculator, you again will be getting 0.15 times 95. So since 15% is very similar to the previous one, we will solve this using a ratio table, which $95 is what you have as the bill, and that's 100% of what you need to pay. And since we want to get to 15%, we can do what we did earlier, which is to start by dividing by 10. And when you divide a number that's a base 10, all you need is to move the decimal point, so you get $9.50. And since 5% is half of 10%, we can divide this by 2, which we will get $4.75 for 5%. And from 5% to 15%, all we need is times it by 3. So that would give us $14.25. If you don't feel like going through the ratio table, you can always do it by the stacking, which is 0.15 times 95. If you do all the math, you will get $14.25 because there's 2 numbers right here. You will just need to move it 2 places over and you will get the same answer. So $14.25 is the tip. Now on this next question, we need to find the price of the total bill. So $95 from the bill plus what we did earlier, which is the 15% times the 95. And from what we did already, we have $14.25 for our tip. So when we add these together, we will get $109.25. Now, let's see how we can solve this question besides what we just did. This is the ratio table from the top. Let's see what happens if we extend the ratio table and connect these two together. So if you're paying 100% for your original milk price and 15% for the sales tax, you're basically paying $115 in total, which will lead you to $109.25. That means I can also write this number sentence as 115% times $95, and based on the calculator, 115% is 1.15 because you are dividing by 100 to get rid of the percent. So 1.15 times 95, if you do your stacking and math, or perhaps on the calculator, you still get the same thing, which is $109.25. So once again, adding the original price to the tips price is the same as combining the percentage all together and then timesing it by the price, which is 115% off the total bill that you're paying.